Hey guys, this is Chris at C Arcades. Behind me is a Bond Premium Edition. I want to do a tank installation video today to show you how to get this bad boy out of the box and into your machine. So let me go ahead and pull the balls out of the machine, lift the playfield up, and we'll get started. Okay, so with the playfield lifted up, this is for both the Premium and the LE versions. Okay, so you've got where the tank connectors come through, you've got 3 sets of wires coming through here. For the harnesses, you've got a 3-pin Molex, you have a 2-pin Molex, 2-pin connector for the switch, you can disconnect that. 2-pin Molex, this is for a separately coded GI light. This is for the mouth, that's for the fire-breathing mouth. It really just runs a light up top, 1 bulb up top, 44 bulb up top. We'll show you that in just a minute. But this one is separate and is different from the rest of the GI lights. Then you have the 3-pin. This is for the flasher that's in front of the tank. That's for the flasher right in front of it. So you disconnect those 3. These 3 are now ready to go through the playfield. You don't want to push them through now, but you can from the other side. So we're going to take it up from there. Okay, now to pull the tank from the top, it's really straightforward. You have 2 screws right on this top metal piece. You've got a screw up front and a screw behind. Those both can be taken out, and that will you can remove the tank from there. So magnetic screwdrivers all the time, because you will drop things. I do all the time. I should have something down underneath me, but I'm hard-headed and don't learn from my mistakes. Okay, so this is off now. And you pull out the connectors. Make sure you're not snagging them and hurting them. You do want to use all these and keep them. If you ever want to go back to the regular version, you can. So, okay, now the tank is out. Okay, let's go ahead and take the tank off. This is pretty straightforward. You've got 1 screw on top. You undo that. Take the top of the tank off, real easy. For me, I do it like this to take the switch off first. Gets it out of my way. You may have to adjust it when you put it back together again to make sure that it's far enough over for clearance. Take the switch out, lay that off to the side. Now here's the bracket. That bracket has 2 11/32 bolts, so you want to take those 2 bolts out. You got a nice place right there to go, 1 up top, and you just take these out. Okay, both the bolts out of the way. Easy to take off this bracket now. There's the bracket for the switch. This is the light. We're going to be using the connector for it, but we won't use this light or the harness for it anymore, so that can be moved off to the side. Then you move the top of the tank. Oh, this is supposed to have 2 spacers for the bottom. I'm not sure why there's only 1. We'll have to talk to Stern about that. This is a client's pinball machine, just came in. That's why I was able to do this video again. I had already gotten rid of my Stern 007, so this gives me a chance to do this video. So let's go ahead and put the new tank on. This is the new tank. To open this tank up, it's really simple. You hold the back wheels, you lift up the tank body itself. You want to keep an eye on this line right here. That's where it separates. You'll see that when you pull this off, it separates and pulls out. There's a little groove right there that goes into a channel inside the back of this front mouthpiece. So you pull this out, There's the bottom of it. So you can take all these off. These are the harnesses that come with it when it gets shipped out to you. This is a harness to connect to what's already existing. This goes to the lugs on a GI light for your headlights, for your spotlights up in the eyes. So then you take this all off. There you go. I'll put this off to the side right now. We won't need it. Now we've got the base of the tank. Put your connector in there. Bring this up to where it belongs. Orientate it right and put this on top of the base plate. There you go. Now it's in place and it's ready for the rest of your harnesses to go in. Let's get rid of this and get it out of the way. We don't need it. Where do we need the other tank? Okay, so now we start off with, let's put the switch in. And the switch stays on our side of the tank. With it oriented like this, the switch stays on our side. So it is really strong, very flexible, but there are limits, of course. So you take the harness and you feed these in as well. Okay. Looks like all the harnesses are in. Switch on my side, other harnesses on the other side, because this goes underneath here. See, you have to put that underneath and then it mounts on, see, just like that. Underneath the harness and it mounts on top. There you go. That's the orientation that it's supposed to be, or that your switch bracket is inside that receiver. It's on top of both of the nuts, and your harness, both two sets of wires. This is for your spotlights in the eyes, and for your flamethrowers are on your side. The switch is on the other side. So now you can go ahead and put these two nuts back on right in there. Gosh, I hope I was in view for that whole thing. Once you get those started, you go ahead and put them on. Okay, now those two nuts are back on again, so your base plate for the switch is on. Now you can go ahead and connect your switch, rotate it back around. With any of these screws, I always back up a few turns to make sure I'm in the right place. You'll feel it click, and then you screw it in. Right now you don't want to tighten it too much, just to snug it up so I can adjust it to make sure it's right before I go any further. So let's make sure that it is aligned in here properly and that it's looks to me like it's going to be okay. That looks right. Okay, and you feed your lines back down all the way through it. And now when you go to put the top back on, this is why we did the harness the way that we did, where it went up underneath, didn't get in the way over here of their existing wires. You put this bottom piece of the mouth right in there, and you line that up inside this groove. You'll see it when it's in front of you. See how that's lined up in there? See? Right there. See how it's lined up right there? Okay, that's what you need to get. Once that's lined up in there, it'll hold onto the mouth. Then you pull it down, and look at that. There's your hole. It's already lined up for you. And this installation is just about done. Take your screw. Remember, always go backwards at screws. Oop, oop. Let's get over the top of work area. Don't lose anything. Come here, screw. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't get a hold of my screw. There we go. And it's already started. There we go. Okay, so we mount this now. This is fully mounted up to the bottom of the plate for the machine. So we have nice tires on there. The mouth looks great. Flamethrowers that are flexible, not going to break. Switches perfectly aligned in the center. Got a guy that's in there with a machine gun. This just looks great. Matches the movie. Looks perfect. So we're going to go ahead and finish the install on this and get it lit up. Okay, now to go back to here and put these wires in. It's a lot of wires in this harness. That's why I made the harness so long, is because you've got so many pieces to feed in. You want to make sure that all 5 of these get through without a problem. So start off with the shorter ones, put them into the hole. Shortest and biggest head first. Make sure that they go down through it, that way it's clear for you to put the next harness in. One more. Come on. Okay, harnesses are all down there. Like I said, while I'm pretty hard with this, I mean, I know I want you to be gentle with it because anything can break. So this can break too, like any other part, but I'm not very gentle with it. And they seem rather robust. I haven't had one break like that. So careful with your screws again. Make sure that you're not going to drop anything, get it lost. Think I'd know better by now. This back one's really tough to see. There we go. Okay, top side of this installation's done. Tank is mounted, switch, everything's in place where it should be, nothing hanging out, everything's concealed inside. Looks like a great install. So let's go ahead and turn this over and finish it up. Okay, so now we're in back of the playfield again. Here's all your wires. Let's get them all on the same side so we can see them, identify who is who. So we want to go ahead and put our lugs, our connector onto the lugs, so that we get this stuff lit up. This is for the spotlights that are in the eyes, so that is the best place for it. There's a bulb right down here that's a GI bulb. It's great to connect to. It's nice and close. It's close enough for this, so we do that one, and we're going to bring him around and get this one out of the way so he's done. Okay, so he's connected, he's out of the way and done. Now, let's put our harness on. This is the harness that came with yours. We're going to be connecting to right here. Is the other half, this half too? Sure. Let's do this. Let's go with the hard one first. Let's make sure that this is covered. Remember this connection? We need to make sure that it's on there. That is for your flamethrowers, and now it's connected. And this is the top connection for the flasher that's in front of the tank that operates on the same circuit as the flamethrowers. There it is. And then your original wire harness going to that flasher in front of the tank. There. See, so what we did is we, instead of going to these two together, we jumped it and added in a secondary line. So now your flamethrowers are energized. Now we've got your switch. There it is. So we've got your switch. This was never modified, just taken out, put back in. So your switch is now back in. And you have one last one right here. This is for the mouth, fire breathing mouth, and we connect it right there. Okay, so all these connections look good. You can tie these off with zip ties if you want to get them out of the way, but everything looks good here. We're going to go back on top, turn it on, and show you a completed install. Okay, this is a completed install for the Dragon tank for James Bond. This is for both the Premium and LE. We also have one that does not have the top switch on it for the Pro version. It mounts a lot the same. A little bit of difference for the Pro, but looks the same once it's done. This is the Dragon tank and features the fire-breathing mouth, which you're seeing going off right now. This is ran off of 10 LEDs. In its mouth, it ran off of a coded circuit for the game. This has 2 spotlights for the eyes. These are run off of the regular GI circuit. You also have 2 flamethrowers that are run off of 3528 SMDs. We upgraded to a larger size. It was 2835s. These are a little different, a little stronger. We put these in along with fiber optics. So on the flamethrowers, you have 2 of the SMDs. You have a total of 12 LEDs in this. A lot of time put into this to put them together. I hope you like them. If you have any questions, please ask. I'd be happy to help. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.